About what happened last year, here's how we call the medal ceremony in last year's Worlds.
The silver medalist now skating out onto the ice, the Canadian Brian Orser, floored it again in his bid for a gold medal, but he'll stand silver once again.
It would seem that Brian Orser is destined to step no further than the second place platform on the winner's stand. Mr. Second Place always seemed to play his sad song, Second Fiddle, to Scott Hamilton. Even in the '84 Olympics, Orser won both the short and the long skating programs, but could not master the figures, and so although it was close, it was still Brian Orser, Olympic silver medalist. And last year, after Hamilton had retired, Orser, now the heir apparent, finished the World Championship where else?
Last year there was a lot of pressure on me because Scotty Hamilton had retired and I was the favorite to win. It was tough. I didn't realize until after the Worlds was over how much pressure was really there. And then afterwards it was just, I could hardly move for a day. I was so sore just from the stress.
Brian Orser Arena.
Brian Orser has more than his own weight balanced over his two skates. He is the Canadian figure skating franchise. How many skaters in the world have an arena named after them? But Orser doesn't own the arena. He skates there and has had to fight for ice time with everyone else. Last year, he spent 2 hours a day not skating, but driving to and from rinks, snatching up precious ice time. Orser was holding practice for all his games on the road. This skating nomad had barely enough time to do anything but travel, and then put together rushed workouts, and then maybe lash together a lonely homemade meal in his apartment, and then wake up to ride the highways at daybreak.
So I was on the highway just as much as I was on the ice, and that took a lot out of me.
It may well have taken enough out of him to deny him last year's gold medal at the World Championships.
Sometimes you even think it's almost even a blessing in disguise what happened last year. So you learn from it, and you make sure you don't make the same mistakes the next time.
Well, there is not a skating fan in Canada who will tell you that Orser ever makes any mistakes. Right now, there is no Canadian man who skates any better. And in that country, that's a mouthful. But at 24 years old, how long can you be satisfied rock and rolling at home when the gold album is what you really want?
I feel the novelty of the World Championship is back. I'm not going to retire from skating until I'm world champion. And if I have to stay until 87, 88, Olympics in Calgary, I'll be there. So, but I'm not going to retire until I'm world champion because I know that my skating is that quality, that I'm capable of doing it.
Look in these eyes, and they'll tell you that here is an athlete who will not, who certainly cannot say the word quit. He is the consummate student of his craft and the meticulous slave to perfection. What drives Orser, and seems to almost drive him insane, is written in black and white. Brian Orser, first in Canada, second in the world. The truth does nothing to discourage the Canadian champion. It only seems to make him more eager to fight back and to work harder. What can you deny a young man whose single goal in life is to finish what he set out to accomplish? When will the final results read, Brian Orser, world champion? Well, it may never happen, but who will ever say Brian Orser ever took time to quit trying? Here in Geneva, the time is here and now. This is Brian Orser's golden opportunity.